Raza Muridi is going to join us soon, and so is MPP Shafiq Qadri, I believe. It's an honor for me to be present here and just give you a 7 to 8 minute overview of the new consulate premises and some of the reasons that led to our shifting here. I first was posted to Toronto in 2009, I think it was October, and in a few days मैंने खुदा से दुआ मांगी थी कि अगर मुझमें और मेरी टीम में इस्तादात दें कि हम किसी ऐसी जगह जाएं जहां किसी पाकिस्तानी माँ को या किसी पाकिस्तानी बहन को सीढ़ियों में खड़े होकर पैम्पर्स ना चेंज करने पड़े, उसको वेदर में लाइन ना बनानी पड़े, और किसी भाई को भी सीढ़ियों में और जगह जगह जाके खाने ना खाने पड़े, क्योंकि उस कॉन्सुलेट की कैपेसिटी बहुत कम थी, और हम किसी ऐसी जगह जाएं जिसको देख के पाकिस्तानी कम्युनिटी वुड बी प्राउड ऑफ पाकिस्तान. सो आई थिंक आई फुलफिल्ड माई प्रॉमिस दैट आई मेड टू माई सेल्फ. This is a welfare-oriented consulate. It's not easy to come there. These are just some of the things that we do. The basic mindset is that the Pakistani community, what we've heard is should be kept aloof. It is divisive. That's not true. We are here to serve the Pakistani community. Then the logic goes that there are open lines outside the American consulate in Toronto. There are open lines outside our consulate in New York. Let the public stand in the sun or the rain or the snow. We will not have it here. We actually never have any community members standing, period. Neither inside nor outside. This premises, nobody has to stand. It's big enough to hold everybody. May I see the next slide? The next logic is, Daftari mindset says, never put your cell phone on the website. It's wrong. You should use modern technology to help the community. It's been 3 years now that my cell phone is on the website, and I'm still alive and also helping the community. And the mindset goes that, why do you care about food? Who are you to care about food for the Pakistani community? That's wrong. This now consulate, we had to take the restaurant kiosk off. It offers 7 or 8 menu halal items. So the Pakistani community who come here in the morning don't have to go out into the rain or snow to get halal food. Another thing that was mentioned by Khalid was that the immigration issues are between the Canadian government and the Pakistanis who arrive here. All of you would know that many Pakistanis have fallen victim to the immigration mafia. They scoop them up, misguide them, and eventually not only do they lose their cases, many of them are deported. So every week now, since the past 3 weeks, there is a renowned lawyer who would come here and who would guide the first timers as to what paths they should take. And it's been a roaring success since day one. Next slide, please. There should be no children area in the consulate. As I'll show you photographs, children are not only welcome in this consulate, they have a huge area to play, and they never leave the playing area. So that's been done too. Strict implementation of the word of law with a 250,000 or maybe less number of Pakistanis here. The figures go from 100,000 to 3, so there must be somewhere in between. We interpret law to help the people. People who arrive here in Toronto from Vancouver, from Montreal, catching a PIA flight, can simply just text the emergency number and they would be issued a visa in case of emergency 24/7, and it happens every day, every weekend. Next slide, please. So let me just take you through the consulate a bit. The community is around 250,000, and there are days when you have 200 to 300 applicants. The capacity of the previous consular hall was 45. That meant that people had to wait in the stairs, in the common areas, in other people's offices. They were many times kicked around. There were complaints against them. Not here anymore. This can accommodate 300 people. And 300 people have sat on these chairs and have received consular services. Next slide, please. So these are some of the scenes. It sometimes is a very full consular hall. The main reason being machine-readable passports. The whole Pakistani community is, in the next 3 years, going to be in the process of getting MRPs. For MRPs, you have to be physically present. If there is a 1-year-old child, the 1-year-old child has to come. So that is why it has to be a human consulate where you can feed milk to the babies, where you have children playing area, where you have seating for women. Next, please. A similar view. Next. This is the front desk. We have a larger people who have secondary appointments go to that area so that they don't clog here, and their grievances are received a secondary hearing. Next. Earlier we used to have 1 or 2 counters. Now for every service we have a separate area altogether so that lines become very small. Next. 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 And last time, as you see the Honorable Senator here, we had the first function here, the 14th August function, again, which was an overcrowded function. The community thronged there, and it was wonderful, a wonderful, colorful function, a success, as is inshallah today going to be. Next. We have dances, cultural things, all taking place under the same roof now. Next. 2 of our best friends from the press community. Next. This is Brad Bart. Next. Next. Mr. Rana, who received the award last time at the 14th August function with the Senator. Next. Our very popular Council Akbar Atta. When I use the word I in my presentation, it means my team. Now, I am nothing. And I just told you the difference between the humanitarian and the Daftari viewpoint. I have never seen a fellow colleague who's a bigger humanitarian than Mr. Akbar Adil Shah. Councilor, will you please stand up? Next, please. Khalid in all his glory. Next. Next. Just a brief idea about the location. It would be clearer if 92% of the community, we did a one-year research, uses their own vehicles, which means it should be on a highway, the consulate. And this consular location takes into consideration that the Pakistani community is moving northern. It no longer prefers except a small elite in downtown. It's moving north and it's moving east and west. Next slide. So if you see this, the map of the GTA, and allow me to just go there. See right here is now in the middle of the GTA. Next slide. This is a self-contained unit. You would be very surprised to know that in the previous consulates, and that goes back 10 years, one of the biggest point of dissension was wuzu. You cannot do wuzu in common area buildings because that floods the floor. And yet God gave me and Akbar the opportunity to have an independent consulate where there are no common washrooms. In fact, and I'm not boasting here, it happens every day, when there's the Service Ontario office next door. Their lines get so long that their people have to wait in the cold outside. So they come through this door, they make a request to rest here, so that when their turn comes, they go to the Service Ontario office. And they use our facilities. So, next. This is just an overview of the outside of the consulate. Just to tell you, I didn't put it in the slide. We have 150 free reserved parkings for our community here, so you don't ever have to pay parking fees. Next. This is the halal food area. Usually, we did this in a hurry, we couldn't take the picture. There are long lines. People said nobody wants halal food. There are long lines to get food here because people have to stay for a long time. It's right here. This area is blocked off usually. Next. This is the children playing area. It's always full. And they said that no consulate in the world has a children playing area. We have it and we use it and we are proud of it. Next. You don't have to go out. You don't have to go out to get photocopies or anything. It's a fully functional photography, IDs, everything. Translations take place at a kiosk which is usually there. The gentleman, Mr. Rana, does it. It's been taken off now. So once you are in, you're good. Next. The immigration clinic, this was the first time one of the leading lawyers of Toronto, and there are many great humans in Toronto. There are many lawyers who have volunteered to come in every week. So it's been a wonderful experience. Next. Same immigration clinic. Next. We have courier services. If an individual does not want to come to the consulate, they go to offices all around the GTA. There are 2 companies that they can deposit their things, they get their things done with a small fee, and they can get back. Next. This cell phone number is a 24/7 cell phone number. It's usually with me. If I'm not here, another consular official takes a hold of it. There's any death, any emergency, any last minute need, there is a process in place to help the individual. We have helped people at any hour at night from 12 midnight up till 5 a.m., allowing them to catch their flights. It was well fabulous. There are things that we need to do. I'm being very realistic. We have a 90-day plan. I'll introduce you to the new officers who have come. They're great officers in their own right. So what we need to do is get a volunteer program. There are many youngsters so that they can roam around the people, help them. A bi-weekly newsletter whose design has been prepared, but it will take another 15 to 20 days to take off because we need some computers to do the coloring of it. General counseling services, we are working to find a select group of individuals who would come here and provide general counseling to families because it's not easy transforming from Pakistan to Canada, and there's a whole social pressures associated with it. Revamping of the website is being done in about 3 or 4 weeks' time. Once your receipt is cut there, you would be able to check on the website where your document is. And you will just punch in your receipt number and you will know whether something is ready or not. I think the boy who's doing it is Nazir here. No, he's not here. It's being done professionally. Here we're going to have a one-button database. It's being made. We have lagged in making a database of businesses, and it's being done right now. And Nadra reforms. We have a full-fledged Nadra team here. In about 2 months' time, Shami, are you here?
Yes, sir.
In about 2 months' time, 60 days, your transmission of documents to Pakistan will be started electronically. So instead of 5 months, your Nadra card will take probably between 1.5 months to 2 months to come back. But it's going to take 60 days. Next. So we've done all this. We need your cooperation, and we intend to make it, if it's not already that, the best consulate in Toronto, and we'll do it. Thank you very much.